In this lesson, we're going to create our first project. To make sure that we're set up for our correct project type, we want to be in the Java perspective for this. So if we're in Java EE or debug or some sort of other perspective, let's first select the Java perspective. And we might note over here on the left, at this time, we might only see Package Explorer. What we want to do is go to our window, Show View, and select Project Explorer if we don't see that. So here's our Project Explorer. And there are multiple ways to create new projects. The easiest way is to select File, New, Java Project. Now this will give us a dialog, so let's call this Infinite Skills Password Manager. Now you can see there are multiple things that we need to select with creating this project, such as use the default location, which is our C Java projects for my computer, or whatever your current default location might be. And you can select which Java environment to use, depending on what you have installed. So if I have 1.8 or 1.7 installed, whatever environment we want to have. So if we've only set up 1.8, go ahead and select that. If you have different ones set up, then you could of course select that. So right now my default JRE is actually JRE 7, even though I do have 8 installed. So I'll just leave this as 7. And again, you can select if the project is going to be the root for sources and class files, or if you want separate folders. I recommend separate folders. It's just easier to manage. You can select Next and see some other information, such as the source folder, things that are in it already, projects. If you want to put some libraries in place, such as jars, we'll get to that. Different things to do here with ordering and exporting, how it's built. Essentially, this is just our build layout. So if you didn't say next, you would have just said default finish, and it would be exactly the same as what I'm leaving it, so no big deal. And over here, of course, we see now we have our source folder and our system library for Java 1.7, which I selected. If you'd selected 1.8, of course, it would be using that, or 1.6 if you're still using 1.6. But essentially, that wraps up creating our project using the File menu. We can, of course, right-click in that area and select New Project as well. And that will again give us the different dialogues for what we want to select. So we could have a Java project, or we could do some other different types of projects if we're looking to do something else. So that's another way to create projects. Now I'm not going to create any more projects. We're only going to be using this one. But if you wanted to, again, the two ways are to use File, New, or you could Alt-Shift New or Alt-Shift-N and select Java project or whatever other type you want. Or you could right-click in this menu over here in the Project Explorer and select New and whatever project type you want. So that wraps up our complete look at creating projects in the Java Eclipse IDE.